What were we going to watch? Oh, I wanted to watch Is Obesity a Choice before we get into the Manosphere content today. Friend of the show, Jeff. How do you say his last name? Nippard? Hassan. The H in YouTube stands for hatred. Please delete it. Okay, here. I'm going to do that right now. Where is it? The H from watch to see what happens, okay? This is what you want, right? What the fuck? This is just the basement of a Planned Parenthood, chat. This is the future Democrats want. Satanic pedophile demon babies. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. I've seen it. When you think about it, this scene is actually magnificent. Here's Milo, who was paralyzed for most of his life, and now you get the help with Dr. Michael Morbius. Oh my god. Anyway, what's up, Miss Kids? This is the kind of fun we like to have here. Oh, Rogan and Schultz debate whether Elon is single-handedly increasing the population or if he has a breeding fetish. We already covered that. He does have a breeding fetish. And here, is obesity a choice is what I want to watch.
This is a tough question, and a lot of people seem to think about it something like this, where you have an obese button on the left and a not obese button on the right. And anyone who is currently obese is obese because they made a conscious decision to press the obese button. But I don't think that's how it works. I mean...
Where did he write this? In his offline chat? I need to buy clothes, bro. These clothes becoming washed and stretched. I want cool-ass button-up shirts. My upper body literally perfect for button-up long sleeves. Yeah, I'm going to go to LA soon. I just wanted a house in my hometown that I can reliably come back to when I want. Bro, XQC and I were supposed to do a fucking drip stream literally 700 years ago, okay? So if you're... Come pick up your fucking juicer, all right? We were supposed to do a shopping stream like 10 years ago. It was supposed to be last summer, and then you said you hated him, so shut the fuck up, bitch. I hate your mom too, but I still fuck her sometimes. Oh my god, it's literally been a year. Look at this. Look at this. Drip stream when? November 26, 2021. It was when you were explaining Afghanistan to him. Yeah, Ludwig was still on Twitch. Things were so different back then. The implication is that sometimes you fuck XQC. What of it? What of it? I know what the fucking implication is. What of it? All right, let's get back to the video. Is obesity a choice?
For starters, if you selected 100 people at random and gave them the option, my guess is that almost every one of them would press the not obese button. People know about the potential health risks and social stigma that can come with being obese, so virtually no one would consciously choose to be obese in this simplistic sense.
Damn, we got
Maybe it looks
piggies in
something
this.
more like this, where you have this lifelong, continuous series of choices to pick certain foods over others, like whether to order fried chicken or grilled chicken, regular Coke or Diet Coke, a small fries or a supersized fries, and certain behaviors over others, like whether to get up and exercise or stay on the couch. And over time, maybe it's the cumulative effect of these many individual choices that causes someone to become obese. I do think this is a bit closer to reality. However, even this analogy is still very incomplete. Consider this graph taken from a 1990 study where 24 subjects were overfed by 1,000 calories per day for 100 days, or just over 3 months. All the subjects were under 24/7 supervision by the research staff, so we can be confident they were actually following the protocol. Each one of these bars represents a single person, and the height of the bar represents how much weight they gained in response to the same 1,000 calorie surplus. This person, over here on the left, only gained an extra 10 pounds, while this person, over here on the right, gained an extra 30 pounds while eating the same 1,000 calories extra per day. This could be due to a number of factors, but a big one is genetic differences in metabolism. Looking at this later study from 2018, we can see that just like there are large differences in weight gain, there are
your resting metabolic rate, chat, which is of course incredibly important and can vary greatly as a consequence of your sedentary lifestyle choices, but also as a consequence of your genetic predisposition, thyroid disorders, and numerous other factors, okay? I myself have very slow metabolism.
There are also large differences in how many calories people burn at rest. Just sitting on the couch, doing nothing at all, this lucky person over here burns about 150 calories more than metabolic equations predict, and this person on the left would burn 250 calories less than metabolic equations predict. In other words, if none of these people exercised at all, this person would still burn about 400 calories more per day than this person. So, going back to the buttons, a small fries from McDonald's has about 200 calories, and a supersized fries has about 600 calories. All else being equal, that's a 400 calorie surplus if you choose to supersize. But this person also burns 400 calories more. So through no action of their own, they could choose to supersize every time, and their net caloric balance would be exactly the same as this other person who chooses the small fries. But this only considers resting energy expenditure, the number of calories you burn at rest. People also burn calories through exercise, the thermic effect.
Does putting on muscle increase resting metabolic rate? Absolutely. The more lean muscle mass you have in your body, the higher your resting metabolic rate is, because your body is a machine. Okay? I know that a lot of Miss kids are doing Camp Canute right now, so they're probably like, we're already hearing this. We heard this already from Canute, and he's more jacked than you, and that is true. But that is precisely the point. Canute probably eats a fuckload just to even keep his same level of muscle mass. Okay? The more lean muscle mass you have, the higher your resting metabolic rate is. Why is that not true for more body fat? Because your body fat is not you're not feeding your fat in the same way that you're feeding your muscles.
Of food in something called non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT. And the NEAT component of metabolism can vary dramatically between individuals, even more than resting energy expenditure. NEAT refers to the calories you burn from daily activities that aren't actual exercise. So stuff like fidgeting, tapping your feet, etc. And even though you can somewhat modify your NEAT levels by making an extra effort to move around a bit more throughout the day, NEAT is still largely subconsciously regulated in the brain, and it's dynamic. So if you have a genetic predisposition for low NEAT, you aren't very hyperactive.
The ironic part is that NEATs and EETs, the Twitch chat, probably has low NEAT.
And you don't fidget much. And let's say you tried to force yourself to fidget more. In many cases, your brain would simply find a way to lower NEAT someplace else. So NEAT is, to a significant degree, outside of your control, and it can differ enormously between individuals. This study from Levine and colleagues overfed participants by 1,000 calories per day for 8 weeks and found that NEAT...
By the way, the irony is that this entire video is just... He already described why obesity is not a choice in the beginning when he said, if you asked 1,000 people to click on a button on whether or not they would want to be obese or not, they would just click on, no, I don't want to be obese. So, like, he ended the video right here, really. We could have just skipped the rest of it, but I'm just kidding. This is great.
NEAT levels ranged from negative 98, they actually moved around less, to plus 692 calories per day. This means that while both of these subjects ate an extra 1,000 calories per day, this person quite literally fidgeted off about 700 of those extra 1,000, while this person actually fidgeted less, meaning their body had to deal with all those extra 1,000 calories eaten, plus a little more. So clearly, anyone who's been genetically blessed with a high resting metabolic rate and high NEAT levels can choose to press the junk food button many more times and still maintain a lower body weight compared to someone who's not as metabolically gifted. And this matches with our everyday experience. We all know someone who can eat whatever they want and remain almost inexplicably thin, and we all know someone who's tried every diet book on the shelf, yet remains overweight. Most people would be quick to praise the thin person for their discipline.
Fuck you guys who can just eat whatever the fuck you want, okay? My metabolism is so goddamn slow, dude. I literally get fucking fat from smelling food, okay?
Critique the overweight person for simply lacking willpower and making the wrong choices, not realizing the many baseline genetic factors that could be making it very easy for the thin person to stay thin and making it very hard for the overweight person to lose any weight at all. But that's just metabolism. There's another big factor here, which is hunger. Research also shows that some people simply experience more hunger than others in response to dieting. Some people feel like they're constantly fighting their body's urge to eat more, while others feel more normal hunger, where it's low after meals and picks up as it gets closer to mealtime. Just consider this hunger study from 2013, which looked at the difference between eating a high-fat meal and a low-fat meal. Now, it turns out both the high-fat meal and the low-fat meal were able to suppress hunger very well on average. However, when that average trend was split up into individual subjects, you suddenly see this huge disparity between individuals. Some people were still quite hungry after eating the meal, others felt very full. And since hunger is what naturally drives food intake for most people, we once again see that someone who still feels very hungry after a meal.
It's so funny because, like, bro, you don't even do cardio, lol. What are you talking about? I literally just played basketball for 2 hours this morning. Why do you keep saying that? Bro, you don't even like cardio, lol. You'll never lose weight. So far, first of all, I lost 100 pounds in like a year and a half when I originally lost the weight. Secondly, I do cardio. What the fuck are you talking about? I just did cardio earlier this morning. You're a 25-month subscriber. You already know that that's on my Instagram stories. And lastly, doing cardio is overcoming your metabolic differences, as he is explaining here. Not having a sedentary lifestyle is going to help move the needle. But right now we're talking about your natural predisposition towards burning calories. Terminally online weight loss tips. Yeah, and also I went from 285 to 255 over the course of the past year. So while it's a lot slower, while my weight loss and muscle recomp journey has been a lot slower this time around because I am 30 years old, it's been going quite well.
Time stopping compared to someone who feels full. So we've covered 2 genetic factors explaining why weight gain happens to some people more easily than others, even given the same food and exercise choices. But there are still so many other biological factors that can play a role, such as whether or not you take certain medications that can increase appetite and water retention. There are also neuroendocrine conditions that can impact weight gain through hormones and metabolism. Then there's pregnancy and menopause, which have hormonal and metabolic impacts, and physical disabilities, which makes burning calories through NEAT and exercise more challenging. Now, of course, all of this doesn't mean that calories in, calories out only works for some people. It is a simple fact that obesity results from eating more calories than you burn, and tightly controlled metabolic ward experiments repeatedly confirm that caloric intake is the driver of both fat loss and fat gain.
That's crazy.
This means that anyone who is obese got obese by eating in a sustained caloric surplus over time. It's just that avoiding that sustained.
But once again, remember, people that get obese are eating at a caloric surplus. But remember the original the first 6 minutes of this video. That caloric surplus is whatever your resting metabolic rate is, i.e., what your body burns without doing anything every single day, right? Except, and then some, like whatever goes above that, right? Except people's resting metabolic rate differs greatly. Okay? So remember that. It differs greatly. So some people are not becoming obese because they're like fucking chomping on food with like bad eating habits or whatever. They're becoming obese because they genetically have a predisposition towards obesity. This is a caloric like Medea.
Surplus is so much harder for some people than it is for others, and for reasons that are beyond their choosing. And this is why I think it's incorrect to reduce.
Also, our food is fucking dog shit in America too, for the record. Like, our food is not good. It's just not good. It's not healthy. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. It is full of fucking fillers, disgusting shit. It doesn't fucking satisfy you. It's awful.
All of these factors down to a simple choice to be obese or not. Because if that were the case, why would obesity rates suddenly start trending up in the 1970s?
Exactly.
Did people just suddenly start choosing to be obese? Or is there yet another layer to this? Well, no. I don't think that the spike was due to more people choosing to be obese, but rather from the fact that high-calorie foods became so much more readily available for cheaper prices, meaning more people had more access to delicious, highly processed, high-calorie foods. And this leads us into the whole other side.
Americans had nothing left after the 70s. The only thing they had was delicious treats. Okay? No more house with a white picket fence. Okay? No more unions. No more labor power. All you got was treats. Okay? And that was the way to showcase or to truly experience the way that kings lived, okay? By getting the delicious treats that are readily available. That's why I always talk about the jalapeno poppers, because it is an American cultural landmark.
Side of this, which is the environmental factors. So entirely apart from the genetic and biological factors that we just went through.
And of course, high fructose corn syrup subsidies, yes. Commercialized production of high fructose corn syrup and the subsidies that the government got, and then the fucking cycle of lobbying that put it into pretty much everything. So there's that too.
There are also environmental factors that can impact your susceptibility to obesity. This includes stuff like the food environment, where apart from the spike in availability, we also see better, flashier marketing for high-calorie foods that promote overconsumption and large portion sizes. There's also the fact that junk food tends to be cheaper, meaning it's more accessible for people of lower economic incomes. Then there are social factors, like the type of diet your family and friends eat, which can make it a lot harder, or in the case of dependents like children, virtually impossible to make so-called good choices. Then there are the lifestyle factors, like how much sleep you get. And while it may be tempting to tell people to just get more sleep, that isn't always feasible depending on work and other responsibilities. In fact,
yeah, sleep is a big part of it too.
Found that night shift work was associated with a 23% higher risk of being overweight, and this 2019 meta-analysis found a dose-response relationship.
But isn't it so much easier to just be a conservative? By the way, Jeff is wonderful, right? And he is taking the necessary steps to describe all this boring, yada yada scientific bullshit, right? Isn't it so much easier to just be conservative and turn around and just say, no, you're fat because you're a lazy fuck? That's the reality. That's what it's like when you're fucking defending empirical evidence or defending arguments against like someone who is just a reactionary fucking idiot. It's so much easier to just be like, nah, you're a fat fucking piece of shit because you're lazy. It's so much easier to just say that. And then in an effort to combat that kind of misinformation and that kind of idiocy, you have to turn around and be like, no, actually, obesity is an incredibly complex medical phenomena that is a consequence of all of these different systemic reasons. And here are some studies to back up that point. It's like, yada, 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 shut the fuck up. You're literally fucking boring. You're boring. You're so boring. And then, yeah, saying everybody's just a fat fuck because they're lazy is truly brave and courageous. Yeah. That's the problem. Especially at a time when, like, stupidity is fucking rewarded. Especially on platforms where, like social media, whoever arrives at the quick quip faster is rewarded as, like, the correct one. Whoever is more confident about their statement is seen as, like, the correct person. It is infinitely easier to be a reactionary bullshit idiot, a reactionary bullshit spreader, than one who tries to arrive at the truth.
Between sleep duration and obesity risk. Less sleep meant more risk of being obese, with 7 to 8 hours being the sweet spot on average. Then there are psychological factors like stress and depression. This 2010 meta-analysis of 14 studies found that stress was a risk factor for weight gain, and this other meta-analysis from the same year found that depression was predictive of obesity risk. So, coming back to the original question, is obesity a choice? Well, I think the answer is no, at least not in all cases, and certainly not in the simplistic sense. There's just too much of an influence from genetics and environment to shift the blame entirely on the individual for their circumstance. But that also doesn't mean that no one has any control over their health and their body weight. Clearly, if people want to lose weight, even if there are many factors working against them, such as low metabolic rate, high hunger, and so forth, it's still possible to lose weight if you sustain a caloric deficit over time. And I can link another video here explaining exactly how to do that, which goes beyond simply eating less calories and delves into behavioral modifications that most people will need to make to have long-term success. Ultimately, though, I think the is obesity a choice question comes back to semantics. Perhaps what I mean by choice is slightly different from what you mean by choice, but I think that if you did want to argue that it is a choice in some sense, I think the best you could do is say that it's a complex series of choices intertwined with many other complex contributing factors.
Ultimately, you can overcome all odds, okay? There is nothing on the planet stopping you from having a fucking six-pack. There are a million different factors that will try to stop you from having it, but those are only hurdles that you can overcome. And the same attitude exists for functionally everything that incels fucking advocate for. Okay? Incels love talking about how they're just impossible. It's impossible for them to fucking it's impossible for them to fucking get women or whatever because they're unattractive or whatever the fuck, right? And that's not the case. That's just not the reality. And a lot of the, besides disabilities, no, even, come on, like, of course, you're basically regurgitating what I just said, okay? Even disabilities in that circumstance is still a hurdle that you can overcome. It's just about how mountainous that fucking journey is, all right? Yeah, I already mentioned thyroid disorders and shit too on top of that. Like, I know that. Same attitude for choosing to be a poor idea? No. But you have to understand that this in and of itself does not mean that like people are choosing to be fucking fat. This does not mean that people are choosing to be obese. Okay? Because those factors, those hurdles, okay, are sometimes almost impossible to overcome. Okay? Like thyroid diseases is a good example of this. All right? More importantly than anything else, though, is capitalism. That's why whenever we fucking talk about, this shit, whenever we talk about like, obesity or being fat, I always tell you like, no, go to the gym, no matter what. Going to the gym will always make you happier. It'll always be better for you. I will never advocate against the gym. Fitness is fucking awesome. Okay. Fitness is great. It'll make you feel better. Straight up. There are no disadvantages and only advantages. Okay. Picking up weights and putting them down over and over again, doing it every single day, is only going to improve your life. 1,000,000%. Having said that, however, of course, there are gigantic hurdles, one of the most important ones being capitalism. Capitalism is stopping you from being able to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Capitalism is stopping you from being able to eat adequately because healthy food options are oftentimes more expensive. Okay? Capitalism is the reason why the corn subsidy and the corn lobby and also all the fucking horrifyingly bad foods, like lobbying for the terribly, terribly unhealthy food choices is super prominent. And that's the only access that you have. Capitalism and marketing is the reason why you see incredibly unhealthy food options as marketed to you at an early age, making it normal for you to consume these gigantic sizes. Capitalism is the reason why you can supersize things where in Europe, for example, the sizing in European countries is dramatically different and much smaller. Ultimately, they are all gigantic hurdles. They're very difficult to overcome, but you can overcome them. Okay, so at the individual level, there are things that you can always say, or there are things that you can always do. It's just those hurdles will make it infinitely less likely for you to be able to successfully achieve these results.
And so, as people in the health and fitness space, I think we should make an effort to be more understanding of these factors and more compassionate toward people who are struggling, rather than making assumptions about their choices.
It literally is just for physical appearance. You can be healthy and confident in yourself without going to the gym. What? Are you fucking insane? You absolutely can. But also, no, going to the gym does improve your mental health as well. What the fuck? There is plenty of fucking evidence for that as well. What? This is the most insane thing I've ever heard, dude. What are you talking about? When I talk about fitness, I'm talking about fitness dick in your mouth, okay? When I talk about fitness, I'm talking about the mental stability that you get from working out, the structure that you add to your life. I'm talking about achieving goals that you set for yourself. There are so many things that improve when you go to the gym, okay?
Choices and their characteristics, and then instead of blaming them for their circumstance, instead focus on pointing them in the right direction with good, sustainable nutrition advice when they ask for it. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to Dr. Mike Israetel for the button analogy. I first heard that from him, and I thought it was great. And I'll also go ahead and link all the articles that I referenced in this video down below. And before we go, I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is an online learning community.
The thing is, when you get, that was Jeff Nippard, friend of the show. Is obesity a choice? Science explained. I guess the only downside of gyms or like getting super into fitness is that once you get, he has a good pin comment too. Once you get really into it,
Is obesity
if you don't do it all the time, it can fuck you up a little bit. I've noticed two recurring bits of pushback. The first argument is like, sure, these factors all show that not being obese is harder for some people, but that doesn't mean it isn't all a choice. Hard choices are still choices. I've noticed this coming mostly from people who are either currently in good shape or used to be obese but have since lost a lot of weight. While this life change is commendable, and I have a huge amount of respect for anyone who has done it, to me, this feels similar to those who've gotten rich telling poor people, yes, exactly. Exactly. The idea that like, oh, I did it, you can too, is survivor's bias. Okay? Some of those hurdles, while still hurdles, are almost virtually impossible to overcome. Okay? I think it's useful to consider that healthy foods don't last as long. People with food access. I try to convince my friends to join me at the gym, but they get really anxious about training in front of strangers. Any tips? Dude, people in the gym are the best fucking people. Especially the most jacked motherfuckers in there are going to be the kindest dudes usually. You're in good shape and get zero bitches, explain. Excuse me. I fuck your mom every night, dude. What the fuck? I'm quadriplegic. Tell me how it's just a hurdle. Dude, this is my favorite type of fucking take. It's like, bro. Okay, you're the fucking exception. If that's even true, by the way. Okay, there you go. You're the exception, chatter. God damn, bro. God damn. Bro, I'm in a coma. I can't believe you're saying this shit. I've been in with some weird gyms. How is he spamming as quadriplegic? What do you mean? It's not. There's like different ways of being able to write and shit, chat. What are you guys talking about? I mean, I don't even know if he's quadriplegic or not. I hope he's not lying about that just to like make a fucking joke, because that's not cool, but. So funny. Whenever I talk about this shit, everyone always jumps in to be like, well, my individual circumstances make it impossible. Okay, dude. Well, you fucking own me. Are you happy? Literally in a wheelchair in my picture with my service dog. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying that it is possible to type. I'm not saying that you're lying. I'm saying it'd be really fucked up if you were, just to make a joke. But anyway, you won. What do you want? You got it. You fucking got me, dude. You destroyed me. Like, you're quadriplegic. Also, you're in fucking good shape. Shut the fuck up, bitch. This motherfucker is literally in good shape in his fucking profile picture and still talking shit. Checkmate, motherfucker. What's up? How are you going to come in here and be like, well, I'm quadriplegic. How dare you? It's like, okay, well, you're in good shape already. So. Skinny doesn't mean in good shape. I mean, he seems to be in good shape. It looked like he was in good shape. Bro, save your anger for those who deserve it. Wait, what do you mean? First of all, I'm just fucking around. Okay, first of all, I'm just messing around. And secondly, I'm never going to hold back from, fucking around with a chatter just because they're quadriplegic. What do you mean? That is not something that I don't think a 10-month subscriber would expect from me. If anything, it's like infantilizing and fucked up if I were to be like, oh, dude, my bad. You're a bitch if you do that. Anyway. Let's continue. People think your anger is a limited resource. It is not. Okay, let's continue. Hassan, I didn't appreciate you talking about my mother like that. Take that back right now. Sorry. I can't unfuck your mom, and I can't take that back because it's true. Anyway, obviously no one's denying that people can change their lives around. And no one is arguing that people who have no control over their lives. Saying that obesity is still a choice, even if it's harder for some people, is like saying poverty is a choice, even if it's harder for some people. Yeah, this is a good take. Even though being poor is technically a matter of spending more dollars than you make, there are simply too many contributing factors that shift the blame entirely to the individual for their choice to be poor. Similarly, even though being obese is technically a matter of eating more calories than you expend, there are simply too many contributing factors that shift the blame entirely to the individual for their choice to be obese. Maybe we're speaking past one another, merely debating the semantics of the phrase a choice, but even still, it doesn't seem like a good phrase to use. Let me try a few examples that I left out of the video. If you get a tattoo on your body, that's 100% your choice. If you get cystic fibrosis and a genetic disease, that is 100% not your choice. As I see it, because obesity has both controllable behavioral inputs like making healthy food choices and uncontrollable genetic and environmental factors like your baseline hunger and childhood diets. But even like making healthy food choices is still a product of your environment too. So just remember that. Like that is a very real hurdle. As an obese people, I think your take is very insensitive, just expecting us to be able to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Okay, yada, yada, yada. Okay, shut the fuck up. Second argument I've been hearing is that weight loss is so simple, though. It's just calories in, calories out. On the surface, this is true. But again, it's the same as saying getting rich is simple, make more dollars than you spend. Humans are not robots. Telling people to just eat less or put the fork down isn't effective most of the time. Unless it's the top of the hour and you tell them, listen, just fucking subscribe and you will no longer see the top of the hour ad breaks. Why is he saying that? Wait, how did he know that at the top of the hour there's a 60-second ad break? And you make a lot of choices in life, and one of them could be for you to be able to avoid the top of the hour ad break. Okay? Which you can do by subscribing for $5 or for free. Or if you're lucky enough, it's kind of like having a high resting metabolic rate, get gifted a sub. Like one of the 5 that Matt and LT just gifted. Okay? If you're lucky, you can get a gifted sub and avoid them that way. Here's the woman ad right now. Just stop shoveling cookies, McDonald's, and cake into your food hole. Yeah, that's so stupid. That's not how that works. Thanks for saying I'm in good shape. Despite being a quadriplegic, I still try. I just enjoy a little trolling. See? There you go. Motherfucker came in hot, being like, I'm quadriplegic. What about that? Isn't that a hurdle? And then literally was like, yeah, it's a hurdle I overcome. Fuck you. Thank you, James is live with the 5 get the subs. Son, have you read Strawson's Impossibility of Moral Responsibility? No. Okay. That was a good video overall. Now, let's move on to another awful thing. Let's move on to friend of the show, Noah Samsen's latest video on one of the absolute worst people in the manosphere. He found a new psycho, and I wanted to see it.
I see a lot of videos for women on YouTube on how to get a so-called hourglass body, wider hips and bigger breasts essentially. They will tell you to work out, do plastic surgery, go on unnatural diets, and so on. All of this is bullshit. There's one solution to all of your problems: pregnancy. The reason you look the way you look is because you did not get pregnant right after you started menstruating. No matter how old you are as a guy, you would have to be severely mentally ill not to find a 15-year-old girl attractive.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this place, my channel. I'm Noah, and I'm here with a very special guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm special.
Special guest.
I am extra special. I'm actually the Queen of England.
She's alive. They did stem cell, and she's a YouTuber now.
Yep, Queen Lizzie here today, also known as Tara Mooney.
So as you guys know, in this place, we like to find sort of weird, strange guys, and I'll show them to you, and I point at them, and I say, why? You know, I say like, what, this guy's weird, what's his deal?
Why do men?
Yeah, we look at weird guys, and today we're gonna just do that again because that's what it's part of the deal.
We're
so
connoisseurs of weird guys, right? Like
collector, what's the word? You know the word?
Yes, I was thinking sommelier. You know, when they taste the wine.
Yeah,
We taste the men.
No, that man is not fucking. That guy that he found is not memeing. Okay. One of the wonderful inventions of the internet is that there is just unlimited access to some of the worst weirdos on the fucking planet.
right. We put a little bit of the guy in the cup, we swirl it around, and then we give it a whiff, and then we have a sip. Most of the time, doesn't taste great. You think this guy?
Shit.
This is a very fine specimen. It's been aged in Scandinavia or somewhere.
And oh my god, he's so weird.
Easily like one of the weirdest.
So weird.
Yeah.
In Spain, 20 years ago, the age of consent was 12.
Police! Help! Police!
How did these motherfuckers get away with like making arguments that are pro pedophilia? Like, there's no other way to describe what this motherfucker's doing than, oh, that's just like a pro pedophile content creator. You know what I mean? How is that even like? First of all, how can you be so confident when you're advocating for pedophilia? Like, Jesus Christ.
The guy we're looking at is called. You want to try that?
Oh, giving me the hard job.
Sverige.
Syringe.
No, it's Sverige.
Syringe, but with a 3.
SV3 Riga. Is it supposed to be like savage?
Maybe Tim Paul with a red t-shirt on and
Yes.
without the beanie. Scandinavian Tim Paul.
Scandinavian bald man. What kind of YouTuber is this? Like a.
I would describe him as a man raised by wolves. He is very into his raw meat. He despises vegans.
Eating raw organs at a New York City vegan restaurant. Bro, that hairline is doing numbers, though. Like, my man, maybe you should put the meat down a little bit. What the fuck?
Most viewed videos, if you look, are sort of vegan cringe compilations, videos about how unhealthy vegans are, you know, which is just not necessarily true. I'm vegan, and don't you think I look healthy? I don't look emaciated.
No, you look good. You were throwing up and like levitating earlier. Well, was that from the?
That wasn't from the veganism.
Oh, okay.
That was from
Just like radiation.
yeah, radio.
British tap water.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, veganism. I mean, making that your thing, making fun of veganism.
Dude, this is the funniest thing. I love eating meat, but like if someone was just like straight fucking eating like identifiable organs in front of me raw, I would be disgusted by it. I eat meat every fucking day. Okay? I'm a big advocate. All right? But that is so insane. It's like, stupid vegans. They are so stupid and triggered. I am Sverige. It's like, bro, yeah, you're eating literally raw meat in a public area with like blood everywhere. That's nasty as fuck. What's wrong with you? That's just, you're just like free bleeding. You're free bleeding, but not a feminist, I guess. Okay? Not a rad fem.
A little.
Yeah,
Weird.
it's low hanging fruit, and also, you know, I can't imagine.
Yeah, this man took I'm a Steakman Darcy to like a totally new level that no one should be at.
Dead animal in the woods whilst screaming about how women shouldn't have sex is healthy for you either.
Worked out for Jordan Peterson. A woman can't get better at sex, so there's the skill ceiling
Why? This guy is not a sex haver. What the fuck does he know about a women getting better at sex?
is low, or I don't.
Is it like when, you know how you're either born being able to do this or not?
You're either born with or without a gag reflex, and some people just they don't have it.
You know the
Yeah.
That apparently you either can or you can't learn how to do it. So maybe that's what he's saying, like there's a threshold and skill. Women just aren't good at sex. Or
Either you
they're
got
so
it-
good that they can't get any better. Maybe it's gonna be a nice video.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna be like, I love sex and I love women, and they can't get any better because they're too good. They're perfect. Yeah, that's probably it.
Let's be optimistic.
Let's see.
I got an email from a girl in her 20s who was offended by my
Lies.
video called Sex Equals Marriage. She had a failed relationship and she tried to explain to me how she is now more experienced at sex, as in something good came out of it.
Wait. His little laugh. His little girl.
Reminds me of like a Tommy's laugh in The Room, where he's like, ha ha. What a story, Mark.
What a story, Mark.
I just don't believe that any woman like saw this dude's content. Okay, I just don't see that. Like, there's no shot a woman has ever this dude has ever reached a woman's algorithm. Okay.
Listen carefully. All women must understand
Women.
this. What do you think is the most unattractive and off-putting thing you could possibly say to a guy?
That women are good at sex. They don't like that. They want them to be bad at sex.
Yes, they want to be good at sex. They want the girl to be bad at sex and to not have sex until they have sex with them.
Yeah, because then it will definitely be good with them, right?
Yes.
Not had any practice.
Right.
The most unattractive and off-putting thing you could possibly say to a guy. That you are good at sex, to us, this only means one thing.
What? What the fuck? No, it's like, what? No, that's the opposite, man. What the fuck? Why is he saying that? That's how insecure this man is. He's like, oh, if you're good at sex, that means you've had a lot of sex, right? And we don't want you to have a lot of sex. Okay, what if she only fucked one dude? But like a lot. What if she like had like a super long-term relationship and like, you know, I don't know, still a lot of sex? I guess like he doesn't want that. It's the opposite. No one wants a person who has no idea. Yeah, literally. What the fuck? This is so stupid.
You're a slut and you're worthless.
Oh my gosh.
0 to 100.
He's filming the force simply because he's a registered sex offender. Yeah, I don't understand how he was able to go to New York. I guess like Interpol really fucked up on that one. They didn't inform the local authorities on you know, a pedophile on the loose. Really not cool, Sweden. Okay, figure it out.
Didn't it?
So unless he's saying that he's bad at sex, he's a slut and he's worthless,
Exactly.
right? So it's one or the other.
Noah, you know what I think it is?
Huh.
I think this might be a double standard.
What's that?
So it might just apply to women.
Okay.
Typical
How
women
come?
behavior,
'Cause
dude.
women
Double
suck.
standard.
Oh, that's
That's
right.
not real. That's not real. You're a woman. Typical woman alert. Typical common woman L. Double standard. Okay, dude.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hate women.
Right. Oh no, we're wearing different clothes. Whoa, you're so surprised. You know what's coming. Today's video is sponsored by It's sponsored by who's my sponsor this? It's sponsored by Scentbird.
Okay, skipping that.
Cedarwood and sand, I guess, deal available. Okay, with Scentbird. All right. Now. Whoa. Okay.
Whoa, we're back. How did we get here?
Change of clothes, change of day,
It's almost like I live here.
change of shave.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite. So they're dating? Where is the chatter? Immediately. They change clothes. They must be dating. First of all, I don't know if they are, but why? What's it to you, even if they are? What's wrong with you? Like, dude, you can only on Twitter. I mean, only on the internet do you look at a fucking like video about the manosphere and like people talking about misogyny and shit. Immediately, the first thing that comes to mind is like shipping. It's so weird.
I shaved too.
You got the 5 o'clock shadow. Nice.
yeah.
Well, hey, okay, let's keep watching this guy, I guess.
I still feel as if we have so much to learn from him.
Yeah, class is in session. A
She's a
woman's
lesbian
purpose.
though. I see. Well, notice how I didn't make any inferences, and I don't know, and I don't care regardless. There you go.
What is it? We're going to find out.
That's why we're here.
I want to know what my purpose is.
I do too. I want to know what all this crap is all about. All this women crap.
I see a lot of videos for women on YouTube on how to get a so-called hourglass body. wider hips and bigger breasts, essentially. They will tell you to work out, do plastic surgery, go on unnatural diets, and so on. All of this is bullshit. There's one solution to all of your problems: pregnancy.
All of them.
Uh-oh. This is essays in the chat. Essays in the chat alert. Wee woo, wee woo. This is untrue too. It's cultural. Ironically, Sweden is generally the opposite of what this dude says, but China used to be exactly the preference this dude is preaching. I think it's changing in the urban centers more recently, but it's still cultural. Don't impose your view on it. I hate when lefties become like righties, though, where they impose their own view onto everyone else. It's so silly. These things are variable from population to population. My man. He's talking about fucking 15-year-olds. Are you okay? He's talking about having sexual intercourse with 15-year-olds, man. As like a fully developed, full-grown adult. You good? Don't do fucking cultural relativism in your fucking essay about like fucking 15-year-olds. What the fuck?
Think of any problem in your head right now that's going on in your life. Just like pregnancy.
I'm a bit behind on my accounting.
Right.
Pregnancy.
Baby.
I could get more sleep. Pregnancy.
Notoriously helps you sleep.
Right, and having a baby notoriously helps you sleep.
Yes.
What problems do you have, Noah?
Just depressed.
Actually, he's not even saying 15-year-olds, actually. He's saying do it when they start menstruating. Like, do it when they first start bleeding. As in, like, that could be as early as, like, 10.
Bad hygiene, poor decision-making.
Pregnancy.
Okay, cool.
Pregnancy.
Yeah, great. That's so exciting.
The reason you look the way you look is because you did not get pregnant right after you started menstruating.
No. That's not good.
When does somebody start menstruating?
I started when I was 12. So by his logic, I should have gotten pregnant at 12. When I was a literal child.
You look the way you look.
You look the way you look.
I would look so different if I had a baby at 12.
Yeah, there'd be a child.
12.
There'd be a 14-year-old.
No, you would die. Like, you would die. That's the other thing. Like, carrying a pregnancy to term at the age of 12 is a death sentence. So there's that other side too. Like
14-year-old behind the camera.
Listen to like Nirvana. What do 14-year-olds do? I don't know. They
Not Nirvana. It'd be like
BTS.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to BTS.
Right. So you guys could listen together.
Oh, that'd be cute. Maybe I do want a kid. Maybe I do want a 14-year-old kid.
You can't listen to BTS with a baby, really. Idiots.
Yeah. I'm actually going to a BTS club night tomorrow, so I could have brought my 14-year-old son.
Yeah.
Your menstruation is literally your body, nature, God, if you're religious, telling you to have children now.
It almost makes me think, Noah, I don't want to be presumptuous, but it almost makes me think he's veering towards noncery.
Noncery. So the British translation, that means like
pedophilia.
Like accurate or a good way to rephrase to say it in a YouTube friendly way is PDF files. PDF files, like PDF files.
Ah.
I mean, objectively, recommending impregnation to 12-year-olds is you're getting pretty close. You're getting pretty close to being PDF files.
Every woman on earth that did not get pregnant when she was supposed to now looks different than she should, which means that most women in Europe and North America don't look the way they are supposed to.
How are they supposed to look? What's this hypothetical? Is this like what's in your jerk journal? How they look in manga porn?
Yeah, he's like, I've seen what they look like after they get pregnant at 12 and then they grow older. I'm just saying, they look pretty good.
I know the truth.
Don't check my hard drives.
Oh God, someone, should.
The looks are one thing, but there's a much bigger problem that most women have no clue about. Your body stops growing at around the age of 18. Growth is not only your height, your body goes through a lot of changes. And one of them is that it tightens and stays that way for life.
I don't like the use of the verb tightens.
Does he mean it? You get tight abs.
You get leaner.
Yeah, for the rest of your life. That doesn't.
I think he's talking about
Something else.
the birth hole.
The birth hole.
It's my YouTube-friendly way of saying it. The birth hole.
Yeah, the birth hatch. The
Hatch. Nest.
You've probably been told all of your life that childbirth is very painful, right? It actually isn't.
Dude, okay, dude. What? Bro, this is awesome. I mean, this is straight up like, okay, this is what you get when you unironically have just never even wanted to talk to a woman to learn about like anything about women, okay? Like, he was like, books, I do not read. I do not read the book. And then, but like, you could have accidentally arrived at the truth about any of these particular instances, any of the particular subject matter that you're describing, like on accident. And he was like, no, I live in the woods. Pregnancy, actually very not painful. All the women's are making it up when they're screaming.
What? What's that sound effect? Oh?
what?
That's Scooby-Doo.
I know
Well, the
but-
people that have it in their videos a lot where they go, oh?
I don't know.
Or, bruh.
That's your bruh son. Bruh. Bruh. It's like, bruh.
Bruh.
The birth hole.
You're complaining that it hurts to put a human out of your Nuna, and this guy says
Nuna.
it doesn't hurt, so shut
Funny.
the fuck up. Stop complaining.
They should show this in maternity wards across the nation. Like a woman's like, maybe I don't know what women do when they're pregnant. Like they're like, I need some maybe painkillers. And then they just like, nurse, turn on the TV. And then it goes to it's like,
It does not.
it actually doesn't hurt. You're just being a baby. And you should have done this earlier, you whore. Or whatever.
When you were 12.
You would be so much more attractive.
You shouldn't have done,
But like, he thinks 12-year-olds are hot. So technically, even if like a 12-year-old gets pregnant and then like, has a child at the age of like 14, I can't believe I'm even making light of this subject matter, but it's so gross. But like, he wouldn't even find them attractive anyway because they're no longer 12 because he's a pedophile. You know what I mean? Like it's already past the point of like attractiveness for him because he's a pedophile. You know what I mean?
your SATs or GCSEs or SATs or whatever. You should have been popping out them infants. Don't go to school. Pop out babies.
Don't play Fortnite. Don't play with dolls. Just reproduce. Further the human race. For that is your purpose.
Ugh, grim.
Childbirth is very painful, right? It actually isn't, but it is for most women in the West, and that's because they give birth almost 15 years too late. You have to understand that.
What? What? What is he saying? Wait. Average age of first time mothers in the US. 26. 26-year-olds are 15 years too late to giving birth. My man said, get the birthing, 11-year-old girl. Why is this creep in the woods? Thank God he's in the woods and nowhere near humans. Can you imagine this guy being in public, dude? Leave him in the woods.
From nature's perspective, you are seen as a loser.
Is that what happens when you give birth? Like Mother Nature appears and she's like, psych.
Yeah.
You are seen as a loser, and that's why you will be punished with pain. This is why you have to give birth when you are young and flexible. Your hips will widen very easily when giving birth, and you won't have to go through those painful contractions that women who give birth at an unnatural age go through.
I don't think that's true.
No?
I have a feeling that's not true.
Yeah. I'm no scientist, but
I'm not either.
pretty
But
sure when you're a child, having children.
I know we're not scientists, we're not biologists, we're not doctors, but I'm pretty sure he isn't either, Noah.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty fucking
You
sure.
see his leather jacket? though?
Leather
I did a
gloves
thing that
Yeah.
and his
fucking
beanie, and he's in the woods. If you have a doctor who's like, "Hey, come to the woods with me, and I'll treat you," don't go. He's not legit.
Bro, I swear to God, I've never seen someone make such a fucking valid argument for the death penalty. Like, I know I talk against, capital punishment and all, but oh my Lord, like I've never seen someone just straight up be like, no, like I think that, execution by the state is actually appropriate in like a very, very small fraction of instances, which is, this is the instance.
You won't have stretch marks, your breasts will be much bigger, because you will be pregnant while you are going through puberty, which is how it's supposed to be. It will give you an extra boost, so to speak.
An extra boost, like a booster seat, because some 12-year-olds are so fucking short that they still need a booster seat because they're fucking children.
Yeah, you need a booster seat for your child and a booster seat for your grandchild. Like,
Whoa, I can't believe this is real.
This is how you actually naturally get an attractive body as a woman.
it's such a like bro science idea. The concept of like, while you're going through puberty, that's when your breasts are growing. So if you get pregnant, that's like double boobies. Wow, this is so cool. But we're talking about children. I don't even... No, it's like such a like. That's the way you can get your body.
That's the thing.
I can't do the. I can't do the voice. I can't do like the fuckboy voice because we're talking about children.
Yeah, it doesn't even be fun to joke
Shame
about.
on you for
yeah,
being a
dude.
pedo adjacent because now we can't actually joke about what you're
Yeah,
saying
this
because
is
it's
just
just
sad. It's not even funny.
twisted.
The media teaches women
He's
to
not even pedo adjacent, he's a pedophile.
be promiscuous. The schools teach them to use protection.
So, what was that laugh after protection?
And why is protection in quotes? Like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
As his dick is like falling off screen because he has like 400 STDs. He's like protection. They always say use protection. It's not natural to get rid of your STDs. They're in there for a reason.
It's not like, Henry VIII had syphilis.
Did he?
Apparently.
Ah, is that why he like did all that weird shit? Didn't he like
making a church so he could get divorced?
Oh, is that what he did?
That's what he did.
Famously. Chopping their heads off was too much of a burden. Which I think he still ended up doing it anyway, though, right? Like before Henry VIII, they were like, we just chop them off. You know what I mean? We just chop their heads off whenever we're bored and then we need a new wife. But then I think he still ended up doing it regardless. And that's the foundation of the Church of England.
Did. That's actually kind of a power move, in fairness to him.
Yeah, it's a good like excuse or whatever.
Yeah, maybe that's what we should do. We should just start a religion so we could give this guy a wedgie. That can be like, no, it's our religion and you've got to respect it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for like a Crusades one dose, like a single Crusades for this guy, where we just get him and we just put him in a Crusades type jail.
6 women, divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. What do you mean? You made it seem like one of them got beheaded and then survived. One of Henry VIII's wives famously got beheaded and survived the beheading. It was pretty crazy. No, that's not true.
Jail.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we did not document our birth dates as we do now. Most people didn't know how old they are because naturally it's irrelevant.
I know.
On the day
I know it's the outcomes for all 6 different wives, Chad. I'm kidding. God.
a girl got her first period is usually when she lost her virginity and got impregnated.
Got impregnated. Love the phrasing there. And when I say I love it, I mean I fucking hate it.
You got to be impregnated.
Yeah, that sounds like some Handmaid's Tale shit. Secondly, the way he's like, age wasn't relevant. Yeah, that's because, like, grown men would marry girls. And I'd like to think we've evolved from that.
Nope.
I think he disagrees.
Well, I disagree with him.
And I also disagree with him. I don't disagree with you disagreeing.
2 against 1, so we're right.
Right.
Right?
Right.
We're right, right?
Nobody cares
Turns out this guy also, who ate a raw pig's head at a vegan festival, stabbed 4 of his classmates at school. Just, why is he not in jail? What's going on?
cared about her exact age because it didn't matter up until today. I'll give you some examples. In Spain, 20 years ago, the age of consent was 12.
No.
Hold on.
No. Don't. Stop right. No.
We can't.
No.
PDF files.
I don't like where this is going. No, I really.
Who could have seen this coming? Him talking about age of consent.
No, but it's so mask off. That's the thing. Because before, I think he had like plausible deniability. He could have just been like, I'm just talking about biology. Whereas now he's literally advocating for something I really don't like.
Okay, my second argument here is that perhaps Scandinavian, Swedish prisons are too open. What's going on? Why is he in, or Latvian prisons, I guess, wherever the fuck he did the stabbing? What's happening there? He should probably be in jail, right?
This Noah, I don't like this at all, but let's see what he's got to say.
Let's hear him out, okay? He's been reasonable thus far.
In Spain, 20 years ago, the age of consent was 12. It was changed to 16 some years ago. In Italy and Germany, it was...
He's like sad. He's talking about it as though it's a negative. You know what I mean? Yes, it was 12 some years ago, and then the party poopers turned it into 15 or 18. Boo.
Also 12 for ages. In Italy, it is 14 now. Not that much has changed there. In Canada, up until 2008, it was also 14. Artificial marriages with a contract usually happen between the ages of 9 and 12, all around the earth.
What?
He keeps going lower. How far is it?
He's left me speechless. I usually can't shut the fuck up, but I'm actually speechless right now.
He's just going down and down and down. It's like there's some schools of thought that say 14. Other places, 12. Certain parts of the world, and depending on who you are and what you're up to, 9. My personal take, like...
I know we're joking, but like...
It's extremely fucked up. It's skin crawling.
Nowadays we have mind control programs such as To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it.
Wait. All this liberal propaganda about how pedophilia is bad.
No.
Mind control program.
Bro, I've never seen someone come out and just be such a fucking staunch advocate for pedophilia. This is the most libertarian man on the planet, dude. No one touches how libertarian this man is. I mean, homie just straight... What the fuck? Homie just straight up is... He's not... I don't think he's trolling, chat. I do not think he's trolling. I think he found what he loves, and that is advocating for pedophilia on the internet.
I think he's gonna say it. I think he's just gonna full on say it, Noah. I think that's gonna be the ending.
I don't know where else this builds up to.
Because he's already gone so far. Like, where else is there to go apart from just saying, Jimmy Savile's my idol? You know what I mean? Like...
I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. Men get caught for wanting to sleep with 15-year-old girls. Yet in Europe, the age of consent is 14 to 15 in most countries. And that's simply because even the governments here understand that no matter how old you are as a guy, you would have to be severely mentally ill not to find a 15-year-old girl attractive.
What? All right. Shut it down. We gotta call the embassy.
Oh, he said it. He said it. And not the other way around.
You have to be severely mentally ill not to be a pedophile. I mean, I'm not in like the words or violence camp, you know? But goddamn, like if there was ever if there was ever fucking proof that like maybe some people should go to jail for things that they've said, seriously, this is it. This video has made me unwind like 8 different aspects of my worldview about the criminal justice system and how it operates. Like, straight up, I'm like pro police brutality on that guy. I'm pro permanent fucking indefinite detention for that guy. I'm pro solitary confinement for that guy. I'm all on board for like the most punitive, most draconian, polygamist thought. Throw him in the volcano type thing. it's wild because it's like, it's so weird because he's so serious about it. Like, he's just like describing all of these things with the utmost severity.
Because if you said it the other way around, be like, yeah,
other way
it's
around,
an
like,
illness, being attracted to, and you should be not near young people.
Like if he said the opposite of what he said, it would be
then,
good.
Like, it should be treated like
not
sickness. I don't know, man. That was way darker than I was expecting.
My soul is like drained from my body.
I feel sad now, like
I feel
genuinely
a
sad.
little sick.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to even. How do we outro this? We say like, someone come kill us.
Yeah. I was gonna say thank you for having me on your channel, but I actually no.
I'll just get in front of that and say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to see this dude's channel now. Like, I need to investigate this dude further. What is this? Sveriga? What is a woman documentary thought? First of all, when you first look at this dude's channel, he's got 97.5 thousand subscribers. Okay. That's like, automatically, that's weird. Like, there's a lot of people that are into this dude, surprisingly. And his views on his videos aren't like all that bad. I'm normal, you're extreme. Don't become an adult. There is no hope. Minimalism, my life in a backpack. Homie, you live your life in a backpack because you're constantly evading the authorities. What do you mean? He's turned around and made this seem like he's like, oh, this is by personal choice. It's not. Okay? You're living out of a backpack because you're running from the law, I suspect, right? He's going from fucking campground to campground. Let's see, don't become an adult.
The process of growing up and becoming an adult, as we know it today, is unnatural.
He said, YouTube has never allowed me to monetize my channel. Yeah, I wonder why, dude.
Slaves nowadays will call other people childlike or childish as an insult, implying that they never grew up. There is no such thing in nature, besides the obvious hormonal physical development that we go through, which does also change.
He literally already addressed that, though. He said the hormonal physical development is, like, not important, right?
Our brain. This does slightly impact our character and attitude towards life, but overall we stay the same. What we define as childish behavior is being spontaneous, maybe...
Yeah, he has a course. You can pay 100 euros for 1 hour of Skype consultation. For what? Like, best ways to do kidnappings? What is he consulting people on? We never really grow up. We only learn how to act in public. Brian White. Respect to anyone who's never fully broken by the system. Being an adult is a social construct, which means you're basically good, obedient taxpayer, aka slave. When people say I'm childish and need to grow up, I just sit back and laugh at them being depressed slaves to a piece of paper. I remember when I went to a small village in Africa. Everyone there was so joyful and childlike. It was very refreshing to see such people. I don't believe that anyone with a fucking weeb, like lolly weeb avatar has ever, like, traveled, let alone traveled to an African country. Also, no, I don't think anyone says small village in Africa. You would just say which country you went to, right? Absolutely zero people thus far, after scrolling multiple times, has mentioned that this dude is a pedophile. That's weird. Hey, Sveriga, I'm a Christian and a believer in Christ, but I do really enjoy your videos and learn a lot from it too. Keep it up, bro. This content is so insightful. Holy shit. Thank you so much for sharing your Do you store your raw food products in a fridge or do you leave it at room temperature? I must say that I was skeptical in the beginning. Keep up the good work. You saved my life. Okay. Maybe this video is just like, you know, the classic, like, oh, don't lose your childlike interest in creativity. Celebrity Obsession in Hollywood programming. My YouTube accounts were hacked yesterday. Evo Pot Pie, thank you for the 5. Get the subs. When police arrive at his door, my YouTube accounts were hacked yesterday. Shrooms equals brain damage. What I eat in a day living in France. Danger is for pussies. Twin flames. Soulmates don't exist. Cars are for sissy little girls. Polyamory, a modern mental illness. You have no friends. Wait, let's see what
with. It may be something as simple as a cup of coffee in the morning, eating junk food together, watching Hollywood movies, playing video games. This may sound normal to you, but it's not. The reason you don't have any friends is not because you didn't run into them yet. Unfortunately, most humans are incapable of being friends or friendly because most are depressed, bored of life, and all that they do is bathe together in their own misery. Once one of them stops the addiction, all of a sudden the other one doesn't want to spend as much time with them, or maybe...
That's just a self-report. I think like he literally lost all of his friends when he came out and was like, when he came out as a pedophile, I think like he lost the remaining friends he hadn't stabbed, I think, in the Latvian school that he stabbed all of his friends in. So that's what he's talking about. He's like, I made these lifestyle choices. Pedophile, question mark? Please don't debate whether or not this dude's a pedophile. He has an entire fucking... Oh, okay, he didn't know. Chat, what the fuck did I walk into?
Not at all.
Homie literally has an entire video dedicated to talking about how he literally said, and I quote, this man said, if you don't find 15-year-old girls attractive, you're mentally ill. He said that in the prior video that we watched.
Think about it. Do your hobbies, religions, or really any interests have something to do with friendships, which are based on caring, feelings, honesty, trust? Absolutely not. Just zero. You often hear people say,
his laughter is really like creepy too, like the
this friend I used to have. If you used to have a friend, then you never had a friend to begin with, because friends are forever, so to speak. It's definitely not something that comes and goes. The deep underlying problem with any relationship nowadays is being closed-minded. If you think back to any arguments or fights that you ever had in your life with somebody close to you, then you will realize that almost all of them stem from being closed-minded. Being open-minded is the key to function.
Bro, this dude isn't just a pedophile. He's like an anti-vegan pedophile who stabbed 4 of his classmates. Okay? This is actually the most fucked up dude. Like one of the most fucked up dudes on the internet. Like unironically. I don't know if it goes if it gets worse than this. Like the apex predator, quite literally and figuratively, of libertarians. Yes, the prime libertarian. He is the alpha prime. Man will literally see any criminal in the woods and say, "Thank you so much, you saved me." Yeah. Men will literally listen to a pedophile advocate who stabbed 4 of his classmates before going to therapy, dude. As long as they're fucking talking about raw meat or whatever the fuck Joe Rogan is advocated for. No, the comments are literally like, I'm so happy that you're doing this style of video again. You were always my favorite. I lost my friends when I quit alcohol, Lamau. Like, dude. Yesterday, we watched Transvestigations, okay? A group of individuals who are so permanently brain broken that they think everyone is trans. Okay, like literally, they think their close friends and family are trans. Like it's like this crazy mental illness that that they have been, that they're dealing with, right? And those people also had YouTube videos. Those people also had YouTube videos where people in the comment section of said YouTube videos were agreeing with them. What is this? He's insane.
What's up, everybody? Last year I made a video of eating a 1-year-old egg. It's the same package. It's 2 years and 2 months old.
What? What? Why? His most insane video
What's
is...
up? What's up? You may not understand this because
Serial killers are the real heroes. Organ harvesting. What? No, dude. No. He's advocating for serial killers? No. That's too much. Why are we looking at the worst shit,
you
dude?
grew up
What
as a
the
slave,
fuck?
but the police are Satanists, whose job is to enslave you, protect the elite, and punish natural humans. I can
Oh my god. No. He's pro serial killer, dude. What the fuck? Homie is off. Homie is the president of the Willie Picton fan club. Oh my god. He says he's a psychopath and it's a good trait. He's been for a while on the
get up to
internet.
3 years in prison here for trying to catch a duck. You know that you live in slavery when you're not allowed to hunt your own food. After a few years of doing the job, police officers get used to the illusion of power that they have and start beating up and raping their victims. Just because
Wait, but he's pro rape. I guess he means like he's only pro statutory rape. Like he's pro pedophilia. So he's upset that police aren't doing enough of that. They're only doing it to like adults. We gotta have you on for videos one Sunday night and show you some more guys like this that are lesser known but even more crazy. One uses a hammer to tap on his face for look smaxing. Oh my god.
Because there will be little to no consequences for them. It's human nature. Why don't most of us do it? Not because we don't want to, but because we are afraid of the consequences that will...
I'm an advocate for keeping this dude's YouTube account up as a honeypot. You know what I mean? Like the FBI is like the International Police Agency should keep his fucking videos going. One, so they can keep a close eye on his whereabouts, obviously. And two, so that like they can investigate everyone that watches these unironically and write comments like, "Wow, Svaraga, you did it again. Serial killers are the best."
Will be enforced by other humans. It's slavery. Take any popular Hollywood movie and think about how the so-called bad and good guys are portrayed. The Marvel superhero movies are very popular nowadays. The so-called villains want to have total control and kill anybody who's in their way. That's the definition of human nature and exactly what the enlightened ones do. The so-called heroes want to protect society and keep us enslaved, kill or imprison anybody who tries to disrupt the control system. They are basically super police and we celebrate them. A lot of sheeple
This guy is literally ANCAP. He is the most enlightened ANCAP I've ever met on the internet.
conspiracy theorists don't want to hear this. You call yourself
Sheeple.
a truther, but at the same time live a typical sheeple life watching Hollywood movies. You've been programmed like everybody else. The point is to get you into the mindset that killing, stealing, etc. is wrong, even though that's what the enlightened ones do because it's natural and they worship nature. That's the only way to be happy. They have built a perfect system for themselves where they can have human hunting parties, rape and torture dungeons, babies for breakfast, an unlimited supply of blood, which we donate to them without realizing it, and of course organ donations.
The family.
This guy's got a lot of good ideas, dude. I love this guy so much, I sometimes cry. There are many ways to be human. You have identified your enemy, and since you could not strangle him, you have chosen to join him. There's so much factual... Okay, at least in the pro serial killer video, the comments are overwhelmingly negative, it seems. So that's good. Stop. Turn it off before it converts me? What the fuck? He has a point. Morals are all man-made. Programming runs deep. Doesn't mean I personally want to be a fucking serial killer, but for real. Oh, this guy is on the... He's on the precipice. He's like, yeah, my good sir, you're about to. How is this on YouTube? But every time you watch a Trump rally, I get a strike on the VOD channel. Yo, this is on YouTube, but YouTube demonetized my fucking video because I said, dear conservatives, gay people exist. Okay? YouTube is so fucked, all right? Naturally, humans are pack animals. I watched your vids, and I think you are the serial killer. Yeah, when my mother was dying, just had a question about the beef you've eaten. This guy is writing underneath about the beef he's eating. Bro, this is one... Listen, keep that to the raw meat videos, brother. You're writing this under a video where he's advocating for serial killers.
Is overwhelmed, and they go to hospitals thinking that they're going to get treatment, but the goal and objective is to get organs, especially if you're young. A little boy who got asthma attack on the 1st of April, and they wanted his organs, and his mother and father said no to that. So then they embarked on wanting to stop his treatment. It eventually became that he was...
okay, this stuff is boring. I don't care about this.
Unstable and goes...
And transplanted into someone else. Every time a heart transplant is done, the donor is killed.
The words serial killer are synonymous with psychopath nowadays, which is basically somebody who's mentally ill, unstable, and goes against society.
Not him, though.
In nature, you're a hero. Being antisocial is a guarantee that you're sane if you agree with society, which is a man-made anti...
Oh my God. This guy literally is like, you know how fucking black pillars try to give suey fuel to like all the 4chan kids? Right? This guy is basically saying like, no, you should be a psychopathic serial killer. No, this is not a bit. I don't think it's a bit.
Nature construct, then you're insane. When there's a serial killer around, everybody panics and tries to find him or her. These are beings who follow their natural vampire instincts. Maybe they are malnourished, and that's why they break the man-made rules and drink blood and eat humans. We call them cannibals and monsters, but nothing that they do is in any way wrong, because there's no such thing. Nature actually celebrates their actions. Everything is incredibly twisted. Thanks for watching.
This guy is vanilla compared to Varg Vikernes, though. Yeah, Varg is just a Nazi, though. This guy has killed so many people. If this is legit, can raw meat make you bald? Looks like he lost all of his hair across his vids. Vegans for the win. This guy was a RuneScape PvP legend and my idol back in 2007 before there was a face to the name. Little kid me is sad. What? Bro, I swear to God, investigate everyone that's played RuneScape. Yeah, and yes, that includes Austin as well, okay? What the fuck, dude? There's something wrong with every motherfucker, dude. I swear to God.
The business of smug...
Infamous Children of the Most Dangerous Drug Lords is what I was going to watch yesterday, and I'm really excited to watch it. But before we do that, I have an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, Fear and Season 2 premieres tomorrow. That's right. We have a fucking pod account up. Okay. Fear and Pod is the name of the Twitter account for the podcast. And here is the premiere. Let's take a look. No more malding, just Fear and. We came out to Amsterdam with a hope and a dream.
After what seems like forever, a podcast that everyone thought was gone is back.
There you go. I like the title. Will came up with it. Here you go. Juice it. Shout out to Blowback Season 3 starts tomorrow too. Okay, bro, why are you fucking promoting a more successful podcast than mine right now while I'm fucking trying to promo my podcast? And the first episode is insane. We have literally every fucking Minecrafter. We have Pokimane. It's wild. It's a wild podcast. And also Austin, unfortunately. Literal retired Twitch streamers? Yeah, original title. Literal retired Twitch streamers? What? I don't even know what... Yeah, we shot it on a boat. Never been done before. Pokey, so first pod is like every other stream, lol. Yep, Boomer with a tweet for you. Oh, shit. It's the 25th here, and I have to go to sleep. Bye in a bit. So here you go, Hasanabi. Happy birthday. What's good?
Top G.
Seems like you're running away a little bit.
Just chill out. Just chill out. Don't interrupt me. Just chill out. Just chill out. Don't interrupt me. Just chill out. Just chill out. Just chill out. Just chill out.
You've been kicked in the face and stuff.
Exactly.
Happy birthday, young man. Don't get close or whatever. He asked me to do this, guys.
Mold.
I did not ask him to
Top G.
I did not ask him to do this, for the record. Are you still going to do the America Me Up segments? Yeah, we'll do it. We're going to do segments like that still. Slam old. I don't know if you answered it before, but why was Malding taken out of the podcast? No reason. Will wanted to make it fear and then every episode we're going to do like fear and this, fear and that. You know what I mean? There is no like IP reason for it. No, literally, we could have kept fear and Malding. There is no fucking intellectual disagreement, intellectual property disagreement, or anything like that. You aren't explaining it right. Dude, man, I love Twitch chat. Also, the SEO for Malding was garbage. Wait, OMG, it's been like a year since I follow you. Happy advanced birthday, King. Yeah, my birthday is tomorrow. Hunter S. Thompson is stay very Nazi about IP. No, dude, no. You watched any of the new Blamo vids? No, I haven't. Chatters are just making shit up. Yeah, hold on. Dude, I don't know what compels people to just like be rapists in the chat. Straight up. It's like very strange behavior. You want me to beat them guts up for your birthday, buddy? Like, what? Like, what compelled you to be just a rapist in the chat? Is that okay, you think? Are you all right, 4-month subscriber? Why are you a rapist? Like, you're just like, you're like, hey, can I rape you for your birthday? No, man, I'm good, I think. I'm good on that. It's such a weird thing. Like, I think he's asking for consent. That's a really funny joke for a 21-month subscriber. There you go. Are the rumors about you... How was that rape? He's asking for consent. Okay, there you go. Does anyone else want that? It's so strange. Like, you guys unironically think that that's like an appropriate thing to write in the chat. Really? There's like... Like, that's okay? Really? Some of you are really fucking deranged, I think. What happened? Did we watch Sverige too much or something? What's happening? Are you guys all right? Unironically, I think it's because you're a man. That's insane, dude. That's actually insane. It's wild. Chad would be flipping out if that was said to a female streamer. Yeah. You good? If you can't comprehend that someone writing in the chat to a straight dude too, but even it's still unacceptable even if it is a gay person, obviously, regardless. Like me being straight also, you know that is not something I'm interested in. On top of that, regardless, you should not say it to anyone. Do you not understand how that's like fucking insane to say to someone in the chat? Imagine getting mad over that. Dude, I swear to God, I know like a lot of Twitch watchers are oftentimes like not leaving their houses and whatnot, but why are you taking it seriously? Dude, this is not the kind of fucking attitude I want to foster in this chat. And I don't even want I don't want you in this community if that's the type of shit that you're saying. Leftism is when no jokes. That's a joke? Can't take a joke, bitch. It's a chat. Do you also think movies are real? Okay, I'm going to start banning 24-month subscribers as well. I think a lot of permas are about to be dished out. Continue. Go ahead. Chat literally thinks like, I'm giving you $5. I can literally say like, I want to fuck your ass. Go ahead. Keep defending it. Especially after I said that that's like making me uncomfortable and made a point about making me uncomfortable. Is there any more? That's wild. What's happening here? You all right? I was saying, can I rape you for your birthday? A joke? You guys is lame as fuck. Exactly. Boundaries, chat? I'm still waiting. I don't know. I'm waiting for a couple more people to chime in if there's any more. Anyway. Today's your birthday. Happy birthday, big dog. No, tomorrow is. The 25th of July. It's just my birthday in other parts of the world already. It's the 25th already in other parts of the world. That was crazy. Any plans tomorrow? No, I'm just gonna stream like I normally would. Let's see what Hasbulla is doing. Being a king.